Huntsville bound. It's the Hump Day Happy Hour.
What is up, Ham Radio? Kilo Echo 8 Papa Zulu November, the Ham Radio Adventure Guy. Thanks for stopping by. Your one stop for everything Adventure Radio. It is Hump Day, time for the Hump Day Happy Hour, and I'm looking to have a good stream tonight. But before we do that, we're going to thank the Patreons because they are absolutely awesome. I really, really look forward to seeing a bunch of you guys this weekend. I'm just super excited. I love to get together with these guys, and it's just absolutely awesome time. Also, shout out to the YouTube members because they're equally awesome. And why don't somebody else join that rover over there? We need another rover to even that out just a little bit more. I'm not going to show the Adventure Club because I don't have the car in pack to do the new thing for this evening because everything's pretty much still in the car. But anyway. Shout out to the Adventure Club as well. You guys know how important you are.
I'll give you a hint on who's still first on the Adventure Club. If anybody doesn't know. Oh, what is going on? It is the week before Huntsville. Coming up real soon. This weekend. People are traveling.
That's right. A lot of people traveling. People's already there. I've seen some activations going on because evidently in my Discord we have an Alabama room now, and there's some activations going on at Monsanto today. I seen popping up on my screen. So
I saw Steve over there, KM 9G. Oh, Steve TO, and a couple other people. But happy Hump Day. Why do I still have the background for shenanigans? I'll fix that in just a minute. Thanks everybody in the chat. Welcome to us. KO4FSZ. Good to see you. Whiskey 8 Echo Romeo and the family. Reed AB8AS. Terry. Grandpa Terry, who, as far as I know, has went the correct direction through all the roundabouts. Good to see you. KO4 November Lima Smoking Poda. How you doing, buddy? Georgia Parks and Propagation, our buddy Ron. Chris, Whiskey Zero, Charlie Golf, Charlie's in the chat. Good to see you. What's happening? KO4GBB, Mike 88KB, always good to see you. Steve 57, Paul, and let's see who else. Hiking and Hammond, Lou, what is up? We're not there yet, buddy, but we are getting there. I'm going to leave out Friday, and James is on the way. Larry, good to see you. Kenny Adams and Pete Knapp. Happy Wednesday, everyone, and let me change the background before I get into trouble.
very close to being off with his head. I'll tell you what. Having shenanigans up on Hump Day Happy Hour. What's up with everybody?
I know, right? Why isn't it letting me change it? That's the weird. I think StreamYard crashed. That is weird. I'm back. Hopefully James will be back here in a minute. That is so weird. I don't know what happened with StreamYard just then, but I will change the background. Hopefully James will be back here shortly. Yeah, you're right, Eddie. Off with my head. You know, I totally messed that up. But yeah, I was trying to change the background. I thought it was something I was doing wrong because it wasn't changing. And then I got booted off. Apparently James got booted off too. But I'm back. I don't know where James is. Maybe he'll be back. I know they're traveling right now. They're going through Tennessee, I believe, him and Terry. So hopefully a safe drive. I'm going to leave out here early, looking on my calendar here, early Friday morning, get up there Friday morning. It's about a 7-hour drive from here. So we'll take us 7 hours. So we should get up there 9 or 10 o'clock, I would guess, in the morning on Friday. So yeah, I don't know what happened with StreamYard. It decided to burp. I thought it was something that I did wrong, but apparently it wasn't. So because James got booted off too. So hopefully he'll be back and Terry didn't kidnap him. What's everybody's plans for Huntsville? Let me know in the chat if you're going to be there, when you're going to be there. If you're going to make the YouTubers meet up at the Pavilion on Friday, have some lunch with us, and then enjoy the Ham Fest on Saturday. It'll be good to see. I know Eddie's going to be there. Kilo Oscar 4 November Lima. Supposedly he's going to be doing some cooking. Going to be some good stuff. FSZ, I do have some stuff to give people of yours. I got some of your cards. Chris, midday tomorrow. Okay, so you're gonna be there early. That's cool. Are you staying the whole weekend, Chris? Like through are you leaving Sunday or Monday or what? Blue and pink are camping at Monsanto. That's what the locals call it. That's what Bang Bang told me. Monsanto. I know Steve is there already. KM9G. TO. I saw him spotted earlier. The activation time for Saturday night. Well, not sure yet. When we figure it out, we will. It'll probably be early shift, late shift rollover. So I would assume. Yep. Okay, Dennis. We'll see you in N9VFR at the Pavilion tomorrow. Then, like I said, we'll probably get there 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. So. Yes, I heard Charlie's going to have bacon, and that's going to be awesome if he does have bacon. So Friday, you're right. Friday, not tomorrow. I'm getting my day. Man, I'm so anxious to go that I'm getting my days mixed up. I'm like, let's go ahead and get out of here because I am ready to go as well. The same thing happened to me, James. I don't know. I think StreamYard took a dump.
Okay. So it did happen.
I got booted off too. So. I was just talking to these people, getting their plans for Monsanto and explaining to them that I did not break the internet. All I did was try to change the background, and StreamYard blew up. I don't know.
Yeah, I was. Trust me, I was blaming Dan too. I was like, because he's like, "Well, let me fix this right here," and then I'm all of a sudden disconnected. I'm like, "What is going on?"
I was clicking it and it wasn't changing, and I was like, "That's weird." And all of a sudden, I got disconnected too. So I thought my internet gave out for a minute. I'm like, no.
Well, that's what I did. I looked up and I'm like, no, I got full service. I mean, what is going on here?
I mean, I checked. I opened up a web browser. I went to Only Hams, and I could still get to Whiskey Zero Charlie Golf Charlie's page. So the internet was good.
So Craig says, "Where's Terry?" And I'm going to answer that. So after a day of making, he made one roundabout really good. The first one he messed up, but he made one of them really good. But then we got to stop at a gas station to take a leak, Greg, and Terry spotted a trailer park behind that thing. And he hands me the keys to his car. Said, "Go start the car and sit in the driver's seat. I'll be back."
Leave it running.
And then here he comes running out of this trailer park with a bag. I don't know what's in this bag. He just jumps in the car and says, "Go, go, 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 go." So I start driving, and when we get to Nashville, we get into heavy traffic, and we're going really slow, and sometimes stopped. And Terry said, "Here, just pull over on the side of the road here." I said, "What for?" He said, "This is the perfect place for a yard sale." So he sets up and starts unloading this bag full of all of these people in this trailer park's underwear. And I put a picture in Discord, this channel, of his underwear on the side of the road to where he's selling it. So don't think I'm fibbing here. It's on there. But after that, he's been really wore out, and I think he's taken a grandpa nap is what he's doing now.
Probably so. No, we were talking about plans for Montesano, who's already there. Lou, Pink, T.O., Grayman, Poda, K Murder, Smart Jason, and Big Jim are there. And let's see. Chris, excuse me, Ron, Georgia Parks and Recreation, wants us to post the time when we know Saturday night for the activation so he can get ready for some park to parks. And I said, we probably don't have a set time yet, but it's probably going to be an early, late shift kind of rollover thing. So let's
Yeah,
get prepared for that.
it will also be weather depending too,
Yeah, that's true.
because I know there's like a 50% chance later that evening of rain.
Yeah,
So
that's true. Wingnut Bravo is staying at Sloppy Floyd tomorrow, and then Monday, Montesano staying. I can read. I really can't. Staying Sloppy Floyd Park tomorrow night, then Monday, Montesano Friday morning. Not Monday, Montesano Friday morning. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. My days are running together. So I told somebody that we'll see him tomorrow up at the pavilion, and I'm like, okay, my day. I'm so anxious to get there. I'm so ready to go. I want time to move faster.
Well, I mean, if somebody wants to see me tomorrow, they can, because I will be in Huntsville tomorrow.
That's right.
So I'm currently in Nashville, and I will leave here in the morning. And I do have a couple of parks in mind to get tomorrow. Didn't get to do a lot of activating today because there was the whole yard sale, and that took time because people in traffic said, "Hey, there's yard sale. You might as well stop."
Yeah.
And Terry did make enough money to buy him some chicken McNuggets, Happy Meals, and stuff like that. So he's happy, and maybe he won't steal none of my underwear this weekend.
Hey, you never know. Kevin Pierce, welcome to the chat. Happy Wednesday Hump Day Happy Hour to you, my friend. From Ontario, Victor Echo 3, India, Mike United.
You're 5'9",
5'9",
But anyway,
Golf Alpha.
I did get to activate a new to me park.
Nice.
When they added those 50 in Kentucky back last winter, there's one that I've passed multiple times since then. But the problem is, it's always closing at 5 o'clock during the week, and normally it's later when I'm there during the week. And on the weekends when I am there, that place is so packed you can forget it. So we did go out of the way a little bit. I think it was 7 minutes out of the way to get that one today, and I was happy to get that one in the log.
Yeah. I was thinking about that just randomly the other day. I do not know why. I don't know why this got brought up in my head, but I was thinking. I said they added all those new parks in Kentucky, and that really put a damper on your Activate All Kentucky, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was in last year's goals to finish Kentucky, and the second that come out in late November,
Yeah.
I plainly said it's not going to be done. And that's just like there's a couple of goals this year that might not get done, and this year the problem is going to be the propagation not allowing it, because I'm I'm really hopeful that I get to do the bike rove in September, but that's going to be a QRP rove, and I'm not doing it in these conditions.
It was
But
bad today. Yesterday,
but
not so bad. Like the last couple days have not been as terrible as normal, I guess, for the lack of a better description. But today was terrible. But night before last, It was either last night or the night before last. When the sun went down, 40 was smoking hot, wide open. It was really nice.
Yeah, last night not so well. Early shift leading up to late shift, it was on fire.
Yeah.
But late shift, it was hot first, and then all of a sudden just died out.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're talking 12 minutes after the hour, I went from calling 4 calls at once to last call, last call. You know,
Yeah.
it was that bad. So, but listen, there happens to be a Bucky's about 20 miles out of the way from Huntsville. So that is exactly where that will go, to the Banana Pudding Fund. Thank you very much, Michael. I
Absolutely.
appreciate you. But we were actually talking about you on the way down here because we passed Lost River Cave in Kentucky. And I even asked Terry, I said, well, it's called Lost River State Park because the river runs underground and got lost. Is it possible that it comes out over here and we can activate this for Michael? We can do it FT8, so it'd be legal.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, we have to do some semantics here with vocabulary. It's no longer Lost River. We have to change the name of the park to Found River State Park.
I found it in Kentucky.
That's right. Oh, speaking of fudge, that's a good question, Eddie. Is this the banana pudding with the fudge on the bottom, or just the regular banana pudding that you're gonna have, that you're gonna get at Bucky's?
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yes. Good answer. Do you want chocolate or vanilla? Yes.
I mean, there's no going wrong with banana pudding. I will tell you. Shout out to Mama Pearson for a mean lasagna tonight. As always, it did not disappoint.
And
Really,
it
really
was
good.
not cold.
No, it was very warm and very good.
There you go.
And if you haven't saw Blake and Ryan in a while, brace yourself.
The boys been eating.
Well, Ryan is now known as crabgrass. That's what I told him I'm calling him from now on.
Just keeps growing and growing, huh?
Yeah. Blake should have his pilot's license on his birthday this year.
Nice. Well, hey, that's gonna be one hell of a rove coming up.
And that's what I said. I said, so
You
you're
know?
ready? So you're ready to take me out to California? He said, you buying the gas?
Yeah. Hey, think of it this way: if the park's big enough and your stall speed in the plane is low enough, you ain't even got to land to activate.
We were actually talking about that. We were because we was talking about how it'd be. I told him the best thing to do would be find like one of the big national forests, just covers a lot of area, and just circle it.
How about the Lewis and Clark Trail? You can just fly over.
Well, there,
Yeah, man.
Lewis, you could fly that forever.
Yes, sir. That would be awesome.
That would be an easy one.
Craig wants to know if Terry saw any ladies on a scooter.
No, he did not see any on the scooter unless he's seen him in the trailer park. I don't know what he's seen there. He just came running fast. So
Kick him out. Kick him out. I want to get out. Say get
but,
out.
But listen, he's really excited because last year there was a sighting at Montesano of a lady cutting grass that Terry's been interested in waiting on for a whole year.
I remember that. That's right.
He will probably be cruising those parking lots all weekend long.
Trust me, he probably still has the address written down on his hand and he hasn't washed it off since. Yes, sir. Yeah. That's right. What's good, man? Appreciate you being host to my buddy James there. Give him good food and good hospitality, and give him a good stern kick in the butt while he's there for me.
Yeah. You pop in now after I give you guys shout outs. I see how it is.
Uh, they were talking about that rag on top of your head a little bit earlier.
That beautiful, beautiful rag. Yeah.
Uh, but no, we're just I can't wait for Friday to get here. It's one of those things you look forward to every year, going to a ham fest, seeing your old friends and hopefully meeting new ones and sitting around shooting the breeze. I'm ready to go. But one more
That's
day.
good.
Got to make it through Thursday first.
And if anybody's going to be there Saturday and wants to hear about roving and hear me rant, like you don't hear me every week ranting anyway. But if you want to learn about some roving, I'll be in the forums giving out a forum on POTA roving. So
Yep. And I believe, from if memory serves me right, I'm going to try to do this off the top of my head and not make a fool out of myself. Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. in the Orion room, James is
that
going to do on
that
roving. And directly before that at 1 is Georgia Parks in the Air with Claude. So
that is correct. That's absolutely correct.
look at that. I didn't even make a fool of myself. Not
Uh,
yet.
no, not yet.
That's
That's
right.
that probably won't happen until you try to take your ultra extra.
Well, there's no, it's weird because it's one section and they draw all the questions from that one section.
Yeah.
So there's no, you can't just forget about a section and then know the rest of them and still pass the test. So, yeah,
Eric's got a good point about the POTA meetup on.
that's right.
It's not like I haven't heard that before, Eric.
Yeah. I'm glad everybody's going to be there at that park. I can finally get my worked all states.
And speaking of working somebody, I want to give a big shout out to Dom, who just yesterday got his 1,000th contact with me, but he did it in a very, very special way. He did it in CW, and I
Yeah.
was not expecting that at all. I know Dom knows CW. I've always known he knows CW, but he's never hunted me CW whatsoever. So I'm doing this CW activation, and I heard his call just right the first time. I didn't think I did, and I put November Charlie question mark, and he come again, and somebody came on top of him, but I heard him again, and I said November Charlie 4 question mark. He came back one more time, and I was like, all right, that's really dumb. So I put November Charlie 4 X-ray Lima 5 in, 5 in, and I put congrats.
Yeah,
And
he's good
then
on.
then I popped over in Discord and I said, and I tagged him. I said at November Charlie 4 X-ray Lima, I said, Dom, did you really just work me in CW or am I dreaming?
Yeah. He's done CW for a while, Chris. He's always said, if I got my key with me and you need another mode while I'm out here at the park, man, just let me know. I'll run CW. I don't
Hey,
think he's not.
thank you very much, Chris, for the super chat. And he said he's got a Huntsville that is good until Sunday.
Awesome.
Uh, and I will tell you what, if you're going to buy something on the sale, I'm not saying that all his antennas ain't good, but I'm saying if you don't have a hiker, I would suggest getting a hiker because the band conditions has been really bad. And every time I take mine out when they're bad, I do good. So either that antenna is just a really great antenna or it's like the genie in the bottle and I'm rubbing it the right way when I'm putting it up. I don't know. But that thing's kicking some butt in some bad conditions.
It's the Christina Aguilera of antennas.
Yeah.
The genie in the bottle.
Yeah.
That's right. The mini hiker. I just
That
wait. I just learned something new. Mini hiker. Is it like a QRP version?
Yeah, the mini hikers for those little people, like
Nice.
that PP.
Very nice. November Love a Smoking POTA used his hiker this weekend at 2 parks and worked great. I'm just the odd man out here. I don't have one yet. because I've been lazy and I haven't ordered one. I keep saying I'm going to order one, and then something else comes up and I forget, to be honest with you.
Well,
I'm a very
you
forgetful
know
person.
what? You know what? It is your own fault for not
It
having
is.
one because,
Yeah,
and I'll tell you why. Because you know, I gave one away on the stream, which you didn't try to win, which is fine because you're on the stream with me. But I
I need to.
I also gave one away for the second quarter PZN people, and
Yeah,
you're really lucky at giveaways.
I
If
am.
you would have been in that second quarter PZN crowd, there's
Yeah,
a chance you may have actually got that thing.
yeah. That's true.
So,
That's true.
I blame nobody but yourself for not doing the PZN challenge. And speaking of the PZN challenge, when I get back, I'm going to start designing the actual challenge coin for that. Yeah, I'm the challenge coins man anymore. I know it, but I'm going to design the coin for that, and everybody who did it the first year will also get a coin. They will get a different color than this year, but everybody who's done it, period, will get a coin. So
No, I am. I'm a very forgetful person. It's weird. I got an alarm on my phone for Wednesdays and Sundays to remind me of this stream. Not like we've been doing it for over a year together on the
yeah,
same days at the same time. But I mean, you can tell me to go do something, and I'll say, yeah, no problem, and then I'll turn around and walk out of the room and forget what it was that you asked me to do. I have to write it down.
I'm the same way, and then I remember it at the wrong time. Like right now, I'm on stream, and I'm remembering that I've been supposed to call Curtis because he sent me his number in case I wanted to call him and talk to him before Huntsville.
Mhm.
But I've yet to call him because I don't never remember it except for at the wrong times.
It's
But
always the wrong time you remember. Like I remember it at 2:30 in the morning. I'll wake up and I'm like, oh yeah, oops.
yeah,
Yeah.
I still don't even know what I forgot on this trip yet because I'm not even unpacked nothing.
That's a good sign though.
I have an idea. I know what it is. So, but because I didn't see that bag nowhere. But anyway,
A coin for the
uh,
Western Rove.
Michael, coins for the Western Rove. Those actually were printed the night before I left. And the people who earned them that are in Huntsville will get them at Huntsville, and the rest of them will be mailed out when I get back from Huntsville. So yes, those are coming, and yes, you are one of those people. I think the total was 13 total people will get those coins. And that was for people who worked me every state on my Western Rove. So so yes, Michael, we'll be getting that. I don't think he's coming to Huntsville, so his will be going in the mail when I get back. But if you did work me all those states, or you think you did, I can pull up the list there. I don't know the 13 off the top of my head. I probably do know them. I could tell you, but if you think you've worked me, I can pull up the list at Huntsville. I know Dan does get one. I know Terry's with me. He gets one.
Yeah, what's his name? Terry Bob, Kilo 8 Golf Hotel. Is it? Yeah, I think he gets one.
Yeah, he gets one. Yeah, I'll tell you though, he was threatening people with his weenie car today. Did you happen to see a picture of his car, his new
I
car
did.
he got?
I did not.
You did not see that? I posted that one in Discord too. Damn.
Man, I haven't. Man, I've been busy all day. Did you put it in his channel too? No.
I don't know if that one went in his channel or the POTA Chats channel because that we got on the little mean thing in the POTA Chats channel. But back when PP Man was telling people that he was not the rum of the meal YouTuber on one of his rats and
I see his
rants,
hot
and
dog car.
you
I
see
see.
his car.
That's right. I do see his hot dog car, and I'm gonna drop a link in the chat here while we're talking about our Discord. If you're not in our Discord and you want to hang out with the top POTA activators and hunters in the country, come hang out with us. Learn something, ask questions. There's a ton of smart people. We got some answers for you.
That's right. That's like I've been picking everybody's brain recently about ground loops because I've never used one and I'm fixing to start using one, I believe. So
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, I sent you some information on it. So
that's right.
you got what you need. It's really simple. Some wire and a isolation transformer and some El Cheapo 50 ohm cable TV coax. We'll be fine. Excuse me, 75 ohm cable TV coax. You can buy thousands of feet of that thing for cheap. Stealth GTI, good to see you, buddy. Are you going to make it over to Huntsville this year? I keep seeing you spotted on the FT modes, but I can never get around a computer quick enough.
Yeah, people have been complaining about me being too quick again lately at the parks, and I'm going to tell you what that's about. That is about when I call CQ. If people want to hunt me, they call their call signs back.
That's right.
When they stop calling their call signs, I see no needing me sitting there anymore. So if I say QRZ and there's nothing, I call CQ once. If there's still nothing, I call last call.
Mm-hmm.
If nobody comes on last call, I am gone.
That's right. Chris asked Dan, if my radio has an input for a receive antenna, do I still need the isolation transformer for a loop on ground antenna? And the answer is yes. That's nothing to do with what you hook it to. The isolation transformer, you hook both ends of your loop up to this transformer, and then the transformer will have an output for your whatever coax medium you're going to use to get the signal back to your radio. So the isolation transformer is outside connecting the ends of your loop together. And most of them, the one I have is you just hook both ends of your loop up to the transformer, and it has an F type connector. F is in Foxtrot type connector for 75 ohm, just regular TV coax, and you just run that into your shack. So you're just looking to get the signal from there to here.
So why are we using 75 ohm coax for this? That's why
It doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
No. You're just looking to get a signal from point A to point B. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you use regular coax either.
As long as no, it shouldn't. But most of your isolation transformers, I mean, if you build one, you can put whatever connector on it you want, right? And 75 ohm coax is a lot cheaper, as Chris just said, than 50 ohm coax.
Right.
Most of the isolation transformers for stuff like that you can buy is going to have an F type connector on it.
Okay,
that's why normal 75 ohm stuff. But
I'm just curious because I mean, I've got regular coax laying around the house, so it's not cheaper for me to use 75 ohm TV coax because I've got to actually buy that. But
yeah, if you build your own little isolation transformer, I'll send you the information on how to build one if you want. And yeah, you can just run 50 ohm coax. It doesn't matter. You're just looking to get the signal from outside to inside. It doesn't matter. I imagine you could run it on a pair of speaker wire if you wanted to, but
I'm just trying to figure out a way to get better receive from my neighbor's noise floor. Not my noise floor, but my neighbor's noise floor.
That's exactly what I use to the beverage antenna isolation transformer that DX Engineering has. If you do buy that one from DX Engineering, it is a tad expensive. It's definitely more expensive than building your own. You do not need to use the resistor that comes with it because it's made for a beverage antenna. It'll work fine for your loop on ground receive. You do not need to use the resistor though.
Is it a kit as well then?
No, it comes pre-built, and it just has the resistor by itself.
Okay, the resistor is not put in it. Okay,
right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because for a beverage, you want a resistor on one side of it to make it directional, so to reject the signals from the butt end of it. But for a regular loop on ground, you don't need the resistor. So,
gotcha.
Keep it if you want. Throw away if you don't want. Doesn't matter.
Come on, everybody in this chat's a ham. Do you really think they're going to throw away a part.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. 35 years from now, I could use that resistor.
All right. So what is the most unusual thing that you guys can answer in the chat too, but I want to hear it from Dan. What is the most unusual thing that is probably just absolutely garbage that you've just seen laying around, or it came on something, or with something, or it's apart from something that you just won't throw away? You just keep because you just know you're going to use it.
I got a rusty hose clamp. Actually, that one, it was on the bottom section of my my DX Commander, my signature 12-4. It wasn't a hose. It was not the hose clamp that came with the antenna. It was a hose clamp that I put there myself, and over time it rusted. The ones that came with the antenna didn't rust, by the way. This is not a knock on those antennas. I love them. But anyway, it rusted around the mechanism, that the little screw mechanism that tightens and loosens the hose clamp, that rusted. And for some reason, I took it off and I replaced it with a plastic kind of a hose clampy things, the ones that Callum sells, the quick release ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I took this this rusty hose clamp and I put it with the other hose clamps that came off the DX Commander. And I just can't bring myself to throw away that damn clip. I just can't do it. It's still sitting there on a shelf out in the garage with the other ones. I'm probably never going to use any of them. All 7 or 8 of them are still sitting there. I'm probably never going to use any of them. But sure than shiitake mushrooms, as soon as I throw away one of those hose clamps, the next day, boy, I sure wish I had a hose clamp. Never fails. Never fails.
That's funny. All right, because I'm going to get to mine as well. But you actually said something that's a question that I want to know. So the little rubber clamps that Callum sells, so you have those now, correct?
Yeah.
You also have an Eagle One. Will those work on an Eagle One? So if someone was permanently putting an Eagle One up at their house,
I'd assume they would. Yeah, I've never tried it, but yeah, I don't see why not.
I mean, are they? So I'm assuming they get smaller for his poles on the way up too, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And you don't want to. Okay, so when you put the sections up, you know how the sections go inside each other.
Right.
When you put the section up, you're not clamping around the section beneath it to hold it. So you're not compressing that section. What you're doing is you're extending it fully.
And doing it on the bottom so it can't fall.
Yeah. You're putting on the bottom of the section that you extended up so it can't slide down. You're not trying to compress it together.
So you don't actually twist or nothing. You put them there and just like you just pull it up and clamp it. You don't do a twist like normal.
For the DX Commander?
Yeah, for any of them.
Yeah, it's twisted up. Because I don't want it. Yeah. I still twist it to lock it, and then I'll put the clamp on it.
Okay.
Now, for my Eagle One, when I'm out in the field, unlike you, I actually put it up and just do a little slight twist. I don't, you know what I mean? Because I have trouble with mine trying to get it undone sometimes.
Well, see, this is where, I'm not your rum of the meal YouTuber, as CP Man would say.
Yeah, that's all that comment. That was great.
I have come to the determination that if you have a section in your Eagle One stuck and you bring it to me, I can get it unstuck.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know the secrets.
The secret sauce.
As a matter of fact, so you know the very top section that when they come from the factory, it's cut off some, and they clench it to where it's not supposed to be able to come back out. Correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. I can get that piece out because I've done it when I've rewired mine.
Whiskey One Radio Charlie Pampa. In just a second, I'll give a shout out to his channel, but first, he's waiting. I'm waiting in my milkshake from McDonald's. You're waiting for your milkshake or in your milkshake?
If he's putting in his milkshake, he needs to be. We need to drop him the link right now because he needs to join us from inside his milkshake.
Absolutely. And I really want to know if it brings all the boys to the yard. But I was going to ask you if you're waiting for your milkshake at McDonald's, what is your park number? I need to know. Because if you're not paying attention to the spot page, which admittedly most of the time I don't, you missed a good spot yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I can't remember.
I know what you're talking about. I did see a picture of it.
But I made a good spot to somebody, and if you missed it, you missed it. And if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. That's right. Now back to Whiskey One Radio, Charlie Papa's channel. If you are studying for your technician class license, if you're not a licensed ham, or maybe you have a novice still, I don't know, or if you're looking to get your technician license, check out Whiskey One Radio, Charlie Papa at W1RCP here on YouTube. He has an excellent study guide material for technician and extra right now. Not general yet, because that question pool is going to change soon. And it's a lot of work for him to make these videos. So go check him out if you're looking to get your technician license, or if you want to upgrade to extra. Great material to study by. It's helping me out tremendously. And I'm going to plug it every chance I get, because he's going to help me pass my extra. There's certain ways that he will show you how to associate the question with the answer. He goes over why the answers are what they are, shows you awesome graphics, awesome explanations, helps you remember these things. And there might be some Easter eggs in some of his videos too, as always. So go check them out.
Yes, always a good time when you're watching his stuff. Got some new people joining the chat. I see Bad Mo now showed up, and that mom character who's saying whose mom is in the chat. Speaking of that, Kyle,
there's the
finally, if Kyle might will remember this moment. So Kyle was at Dayton, and I took a picture. I know I'm getting to him next. Kyle was at Dayton, and I took a picture. And Kyle said, "Why do you want this picture?" I said, "Because this is a meme waiting to happen. One day I'll need this picture."
That's right.
And today I needed that picture and finally made that meme. So I'm so grateful for that picture, Kyle. I appreciate it very much. And
Brother Dom.
I do see Dom in the chat. Dom, you got a shout out earlier, but I'm gonna go back over it since I see you join now. First off, congratulations on your 1,000. And as soon as we get back from Huntsville, your coin's gonna go in the mail. But second of all, I was telling everybody earlier how you surprised me and actually did it on CW, and that still tickles me to death. That Dom has, even though I've always known Dom does CW, Dom has never hunted me on CW, and that just tickled my soul. And like I said, I made him send this call 3 times to make sure I was hearing that correctly.
I wanted to mention that too. I forgot. I tell you, I forget things like you're talking, and I'll think of something, to carry on the conversation with. NC4 XL. The NC4 would be no problem with me on CW. The XL would mess with my brain, because both of them are not 4 characters, but 4 elements long, and they're kind of weird intermixed with each other. That would mess with my brain.
I'm okay with it, the XL now, because I've sent Joe's call sign so many times.
Yeah.
But back when I was learning CW, Joe was my nemesis.
Yeah.
So typically, if you've ever watched me do CW, you'll see me, I'll hear a call, then I'll send the call back in a signal report, then I'll type the call in while they're sending their signal report, then I'll do my 73 and go on. But when I was first learning CW, that X and that L for X-Ray Lima Sierra would throw me every time. And I literally had to change the way I did CW with just Joe. and I would have to type his call in first because I would have to look at November 3 X-ray Lima Sierra as I look at my keyboard like this right here as I'm sending it. I'm not looking at, how to send that. I'm just looking at the letter so I know I'm sending it correctly.
See, you are exactly opposite from me.
Mm.
And because if somebody sends me their call on CW, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's you. I can send your call or Robbie or November Lima Lima or Kilo 9 Alpha Echo Echo. I don't care who it is. I can't remember that. Send it back. And then as they're replying, log it. As I hear those characters, I have to type them into the log. And then when I send your call sign back to you, I'm looking at it on the screen so I can send it properly.
And there's nothing wrong with that because
it's just the way my brain works.
If I was to rag chew with you, it would help me so much to have the words that I was sending you wrote out in paper in front of me. That would like I could literally rag chew with somebody if I did that.
Now it's weird because if you ask me from my county or anything like that, I can send back my county without reading it as I send it. I can head send. I'm gonna call that head sending. So I can head send that. But I can't hear a call and then send that call back without writing it down first because I will mix the letters up. Just me.
But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you your CW lesson of the day. Do not send to somebody faster than you can receive.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you will mess yourself up. So the other day, Stephen hunted me, and Stephen is a prime case for this, and I'll tell you how I know exactly. I've been saying it for a while, and I don't even know if he knows that I did this to him yet. So he's going to find out on this string. But he hunted me, and I normally run around 22 words a minute because I found, I can send way faster than that, and I can even receive a good bit faster than that. But I found when I go up about 24-ish, I start losing QSOs in CW. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm intimidating people or what, but so I stake at 22. Well, Stephen hunted me, and I sent Kilo Delta 9 Uniform Delta Victor 5959 West Virginia, and I typed in his call sign. As soon as I typed in his call sign, I reached over and I cranked my thing up to 28 words a minute. And he got done sending his thing, and I said 5 NN 73 back to him at 28 words a minute, and this hit dit, and he hit dit. And after he hit dit, immediately, a call that I've never worked before, never, because I checked my log, from New York hit me at about 28 to 29 words a minute.
And you're like, whoa.
And I stopped and I replayed it in my head for a minute. And then I typed it in my thing. I did what you do every time. I typed it in my thing and sent it back to him, and then turned my stuff back down because it was my fault. I messed up. But now, so then I was like, all right, Stephen, you messed me up by playing with you. So then he was activating. It was either last night or today. I think it was the last night late that he was out activating. And I went in and I put it at 32 words a minute, and I sent my call sign. And he sent something weird back, question mark. I sent my call sign again. He sent something different back, question mark. I sent my call sign back again, and he sent something different, and somebody else answered a lot slower, and he answered them. So then I waited about 3 minutes, and I turned it down to 27, I think it was, and I sent my call sign, and he answered me immediately. I was trying to get him this to, you don't got to worry about sending so fast, y'all.
Yeah, Dave has a good point here. 20 words per minute is the most comfortable speed for most amateurs. And I agree with that.
Absolutely. Like, I don't have, I'll send at 22 normally, and most people that'll send, if they're sending, as long as they're sending above 15 and below 26, you can hit me at what you want in that range.
I mean, to be honest, I send great. I mean, I can send you a book at 30 words a minute. I would be a perfect person to send out those ARRL CW code practices at like 30 words a minute, because I can send them. If I'm reading it off a piece of paper, I'll send it 30, 35 words a minute, no problem whatsoever. Am I ever going to copy anything that fast? Negative.
No.
Negative. I cannot copy near that fast. I can send with no problem.
Honestly, now, if it's somebody that I've worked a couple hundred times on CW, I could probably copy them at 35 words a minute.
Oh yeah, like a familiar call sign, but don't ask me, what's the length of my coax, because I'm just gonna be like a deer in the headlights. I'm gonna say 73. Thanks.
Yeah, that's like, well, I mean, first off, this guy was struggling anyway. He was sending, you know, maybe 13 words a minute,
Yeah.
and which is a struggle for me. Like I said, if it goes under 15, I struggle because I don't hear letters anymore.
I found
And
that most people, and somebody touched on this in the chat here, Paul, that he sends at 21 and he spaces it out more for slower people. And I have found as an activator, sometimes if I'm running the 891, I'm not going to turn my I'm not going to turn my keyer speed down because it's a pain in the butt. Okay. If I'm running my KX2, I can do it quicker. And sometimes I'll do that. But even if I'm sending like 18 or 20, if somebody hits me at like 14 or 15, I'll keep my speed at 20. I'll give them a lot more Farnsworth space and they'll be
yeah,
able to copy it. Fine.
same.
They
I
have no
never,
problem.
I never take mine off 22 like during an activation for somebody slower. I just
Yeah.
slow it down.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I do have a bad habit of is, let's say you send your call sign not perfect, but I heard it fine, but you sent it in like a weird way. Like say, let's say you sent Whiskey Delta 4 Delta with normal Farnsworth at 22 a minute, and then the Alpha November you spaced them out a little bit.
Mhm.
I would send Whiskey Delta 4 Delta at 22 words a minute, and I would put that same exact. I would try to put the same exact spacing you put in your call sign. That way, there's no shadow of a doubt to you that that was your call sign. And I do a lot of them is people that in like say they end in Tango Tango, and they'll and I'm not saying he does it, but let's say K4 Otata. If he went K4 O normal and just went tit tit, that's what I'll do. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you got a weird call sign like that too, like Otata, you kind of have to be careful with your spacing
Hmm.
because it could be OTT, it could be OM, it could be 5.
Well,
Depending,
yeah,
no, I mean not 5. Excuse me, 0. It depends on how you space that out. Normally, if there's two characters the same like that, like T and a T or an E and an E or just some kind of single character, I'll put a lot more space. Like if I send the name Matt, it's da 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 da. I'll put extra space between the T and the T so it doesn't sound like MM, or M.
makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Well,
joys of the
yeah,
joys of CW. The good listen. The good news is because I was talking about it on Shenanigans that there was a key that caught my eye in Dayton, and he was sold out of them. And I remember taking a picture of this key and the model number and everything on my phone that I have. And I looked back and, I don't have that in my phone nowhere now. So the good news is I might be able to avoid getting that key.
there you go.
Because if I can stay totally away from his booth and not test out anything, I'll be okay.
Do you need
But
me
the
to
fact,
walk between you and the booth like you have to do with me and Flex sometimes? So you don't go
but
that way?
well, no, what'll happen is I'll be walking down the other side and somebody will yell at me for something. And I'll come over there and I was like, oh, keys, paddles, oh, shiny, squirrel.
Right, right. Lima's fine, Eddie. You can send LL together, and that's not going to mess with me. You can run those two letters together because it's a recognizable, repeatable pattern for an L and a L. But if you run together a T and a T, it sounds like an M, right? I mean, it's a completely different letter. So. Well,
Yeah.
barring the technical issues we had with StreamYard a little bit earlier, this hour has flew by.
Yeah, that technical crap sucked, but it happens. Yeah, I guess we are approaching the top of the hour, and we all know what both me and Dan have coming up. Um, I am going to jump into Chill Pad here. I may be like 15 minutes late, but I will be over there shortly, guys. Um, Not Chill Pad, After Chat. I'm sorry. Don't get everybody excited and going into the evil room. I'll be going in over to After Chat. If you do not know what After Chat is, it is a Patreon benefit. But guess what? You can get free for 7 days if you hop over there at Patreon and give it a free 7-day trial for a top activator and message myself or Dan in Discord, and we'll get you squared away so you can hang out in After Chat. Other than that, tomorrow morning, myself and Grandpa Terry, who's somewhere probably in a dirty diaper asleep because I know he didn't get changed before he went and took his nap. We're gonna be heading on down to Huntsville tomorrow, and I've got I got a couple parks in mind that we're gonna do down that way, and then I'm gonna run over to Giga Parts and check out their new store because I've not got to see the new store yet, and then Friday I will be at the POTA meetup for a good portion of the day. There will be breaks where I'm away from it because I do have 2 more youths to test up there for the youth challenge, and that will wrap up all the tests, and that which is great because that means I can start releasing some kid activation videos and stuff. But Saturday and Sunday both be at the Ham Fest. We all know Saturday I will be doing a forum on the POTA Rove, and Sunday I will be in the YouTube forum. So if you want to ask me weird or crazy questions and you're not Whiskey Delta 4 Delta Alpha November, you're welcome to. If you're that guy, throw him out of the room.
Lou wants to know which parts you're hitting on the way down.
It's not the on the way down that I'm planning. It's there's a couple. I don't even remember the numbers or the names, but there's a couple down around Huntsville that I want to get that I haven't got before. Because I need a couple. I'm not too far from another 100 in unique activated, so I'm gonna try to get a few extras while I'm down this way. All right,
Sounds like a plan.
guys, thank you very much for the super chats tonight and hanging out with us. And like I said, I will be over there in After Chat. Just give me about 15 minutes or so. I've still got to grab some stuff from the car and stuff like that. 73, everybody. And Dan, you will have to shut this sucker down.
I'll shut it down. See you guys. If you're going to Huntsville, drive safe. See you there on Friday. Hit like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. See you next time.